Welcome back to the Grand Slam channel. Today is Friday, March 14th, Flex Friday on Prize Picks. Make sure you go in your promotions tabs and opt in for that Flex Friday protected slip. Recap of yesterday. It wasn't a good day yesterday, to be honest. It was our first losing day in over 3 weeks. We've had a couple broke evens, but we made profit in the past 3 weeks. But yesterday was one of those days. Couple games that were blowouts, come somewhere on personal foul trouble on some of the props that I picked. But hopefully bounce back today. It's Flex Friday, stress-free day. I'm probably gonna put one or two slips today. I'm gonna take it light today, given it's Flex Friday, and hopefully build some good slips over the weekend. But first one I'm gonna be going with today, and it's probably gonna be my play of the day, given that De'Aaron Fox injury, and I'm gonna go with the rookie, probably rookie of the year for the season. With Fox out, they're putting Castle into the starting lineup. I think he's going to go off, especially against this high, fast-paced game against Charlotte. So I'm going to take Castle. I'm going to take my shot. It is Flex Friday. Uh, so I'm going to be taking overall. I think everything is in play. But I'm going to go straight to his fantasy score and just have an overall good game. And it's pretty solid at 33.5. His line coming off the bench, it's been at 30, 29.5, but he was coming off the bench. So at 33.5, went up a couple points. I still think he's going to go well over, especially that he's inserted into the starting lineup. As you can see, a couple of these games coming off the bench in minimal minutes, he's been getting close to his fantasy score that is projected of today, and he is in the starting lineup. His minutes are going to be up there in the 30s compared to what he was getting at 22, 24 minutes. I think he's going to go over 30 minutes. De'Aaron Fox is out for the season, so I think Castle is going to have a monster couple of games to finish off the season and win that Rookie of the Year. So Castle will be my first leg. You can take his points also. It's also in play at 19.5. Everything on DG has him going over at a 52% hit rate to go over on all his props. So definitely going to have Castle. You can also look into his gobbies if you want to play it safe. But it is Flex Friday, so I'm just going to stick with his original lines. Next up, Quentin Grimes. He's been playing great as well since he's been inserted in the starting lineup as well. Usually it's him or Kelly Oubre that's been going off. Hopefully I get this one right. Last time we went with Kelly Oubre, he chalked. This time I'll be going with Quentin Grimes. Plays very well against the Pacers. You can see it's a popular play. His points. DG Fantasy has him going over on several of his pops. Points and PRA are high on that list. But overall, I'm going to go straight to his fantasy score at 35. It's solid. He's been going over 35. I think he's been averaging the 40. The reason I'm picking his fantasy score, he does have a lot of steals, which helps his fantasy score. It's one of the highest paying out on fantasy point value. So I'm going to be going with this fantasy score, especially in this game against the Pacers. High, fast-paced game. Grimes should have 20 points. Rebounds and assists, he should have a double-double maybe. But steals, he averages 3 steals a game. And then I like this game in this matchup against the Pacers. So Quentin Grimes is my second leg. Third one, I'm going with the wagon himself. He hasn't let me down. We've been picking different props, given the matchups. He's been cashing for us. His props are still down. His PRA just got bumped down for a reason. He was at 21, down to 20.5. DG is not real high on him, with the exception of his rebounds and his RA, which I'm going to be taking. I want to take his fantasy score, but it's not posted yet. So I'm going to pivot to his RA at 7.5. Usually his line's been at 8.5. Last game he was at 8. I believe he pushed at 8. Actually, he went over. He still went over. So at 7.5, or his rebounds gobby are at his best. His PRA just got bumped down, so might be some news with him, but I'm going to stick with the wagon and go with his RA. It is Flex Friday anyways. Next up, Dylan Brooks. We've been taking him past couple of games, been cashing for us. You can see his points is a popular play. I do like his fantasy score, but the only thing with him, he does have high turnover issue. So most likely I will be taking his points. His gobby points is high on my list. But since it's Flex Friday, I'm going to be taking his field goals made at 5. Been averaging 6 to 8 in the past 10 games. Going against Dallas, they're depleted. So I think Brooks, if Brooks can cash his points at 13.5, which 40,000 people are on it, I do like his Gabi best. He might regress just a tad bit, but the matchup is there for him to go off. I'm going to take his field goals made. If he cashes his points, field goals made should easily cash. And you have that push equity. As you can see, his past couple of games been averaging about 7. So Brooks is my 4th leg. Final one I'm going to be going with. I know it's Flex Friday, but I think I'm going to go with the 5-man today. I'm not going to push the issue. I might go with Kevin Durant. I'm still deciding between Kevin Durant and John Morant. Jaren Jackson is questionable today. So I'm going to wait on that. If Jaren Jackson plays, I might take John Morant's Gabi points. But if Jaren Jackson is out, I will be taking John Morant's regular line at 23.5. But as of right now, Durant's Gabi points is the best value at 20.5. One more I like to mention before I end this video is Emmanuel Quigley. Plays very, very well against Utah Jazz career-wise. He's also in play. I do like his Gabi points. Fantasy score at 31 is pretty solid too. As you can see his past couple of games. He had 55.5 against Utah. But usually average a little bit over 30. The line's at 31, so it's a little bit close. He does have high turnovers. That's the only reason I might pivot away from his fantasy score. Points and rebounds is solid at 22. DG Fantasy has him high pretty much on his props too. So if you want to have some exposure to Quigley, he's also in play. But these are other props I'm going to be going with. So mix and match. Pick your favorite. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate the support. Hope you all have a great weekend. And see you guys in the next one.